WandaVision episode 5 titled On a Very Special Episode. Indeed was special, especially that ending, and I loved it so much because I'm a big X-Men Fox Universe fan. But this episode was still good. 5 episodes in, and it's really picked up to be that MCU type of blockbuster, hasn't it? The sitcom element has been interesting, unique, and that's what I've liked about WandaVision, that unique aspect that we haven't seen from many MCU movies. It looks like they're taking many risks, and this ending especially shows that Kevin Feige is willing to go in a different direction that is not so simple in terms of the safe direction, and I like this a lot. I like it a lot. Now, we get to see Wanda's children, the 2 twins, and it kind of resembles her and Pietro, but we see them as babies, then as 5-year-olds, then as 10-year-olds. It's like the kids have the ability to dictate their own age, or is that Wanda, or is that the kids? You know, it's interesting. Wanda wanted the kids to stop crying, but they wouldn't. Are they repelling her power? Are the kids even real? I'm not too sure yet if they are or not. I really don't. You guys might know. Don't spoil it for me if you do. But I'm interested to see how this develops. WandaVision is a show that's so unique. It has me thinking episode to episode. I haven't really had that with many shows even in the last few years. But we all know Vision died in Endgame. He was killed. He was killed by Thanos by taking the stone out of his head. So how is he still alive? People thought, my theory was actually that she has Vision's body, which in this episode we find her breaking into Sword and taking his body. So I was right there, but I thought she was like a puppet master. He was still dead, but she was still giving him this subconscious kind of feeling. But then Vision was also questioning what was going on in the last few episodes. So how much of Vision is actually there? How is he being conscious to the situations? How is he exploring this kind of weirdness that Wanda has created, and why is he questioning it if Wanda is the complete person in control? So it makes me wonder that Vision, in some capacity, is back in some way. I don't know how, but it's weird. But Vision is he's understanding that things aren't right here. But when he tries to question Wanda, she's like, look, I'll handle everything. It's okay. Vision's like, it's not okay. Tell me now what's going on. And the two of them even have a confrontation. The two of them fly up with their powers and are looking at each other. You know, but Wanda's like, you're my husband. You're the father of my children. She wants this perfect reality. It's weird. And when Sword comes up with an idea of trying to get into this reality that Wanda has created by using a drone from the 1980s, because they figure out that if you send something in that can't be changed in terms of the time frame that's in, because you know the sitcoms, if you were wearing clothes like this and I walked into it, I would be then in 60s sitcom clothes. That's how it kind of goes. So Monica kind of figures out, well, let's get a drone from the 1980s, let's put it in there, because then it can't change, and it doesn't change. But Wanda straight away realizes something, that they're trying to spy on her, they're trying to dictate her world, they're trying to get rid of her world, trying to figure out what's going on. And what does Wanda do? She leaves her reality. She's back in her Avengers costume. She's back in her Skokovian accent. And everyone thought, oh, where's her accent gone? Well, it's back. And she's like to Sword, look, I'll leave you alone if you leave me alone. And Sword is the head guy at Sword's like, you're dictating, you're controlling these people, it's hurting them. And Wanda's like, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not the one with guns pointed at somebody. And that's what they were doing. The Sword agents and soldiers were afraid of Wanda, what she was going to do. And rightly so. And Monica tries to persuade Wanda, look, let's just try and sort this all out. I'm here to help you. I'm your friend. But Wanda is so far gone, she can't be saved. She is crazy. These kids look like they're not even real. Vision, I don't know what's going on. He's still dead. She's also lost her brother years before that, lost her community. So Wanda is a little bit crazy. Well, a little bit. She's full-blown crazy. And it's weird. And I don't know what exactly is the endgame here. How does it happen? We got to see Elizabeth Olsen talk about a Luke Skywalker-like cameo. Who's that? Now, after this episode, I have some of my theories, which would be badass if they happened. But this episode overall kind of gets us in the element of thinking, wow, this world that she's created is effed up. We even get to see one of the other kind of people in the town who's working with Vision talking about he's in so much pain, where's my family, somebody belonging to his family is sick, and then Vision has to snap him back into this reality because he's losing his head, rightly so. So I don't know where the end game goes. I don't know what kind of battle happens. I don't know if it's going to be Sword versus Wanda, if it's going to be some Avengers called to save the day versus Wanda. I don't really know where it's going to go. But this episode was 80s sitcom, and we got some sitcoms, but we also got the dramatic stuff on the outside with Sword trying to figure out what was going on. But the favourite part of this episode for me was the reveal that Quicksilver is back, that Pietro is back. But it's not the Pietro from Age of Ultron. It's Evan Peters. Now, there was rumours. Evan Peters was in the show. He was on IMDb. And many people thought, oh, he must be playing Mephisto, this evil devil character. And I thought, well, that'd be perfect. He's really good in American Horror Story. He could play that kind of weird, badass character. But then don't forget, he was the Quicksilver in the X-Men Fox universe. And we know that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going in the direction of a multiverse in Spider-Man 3. We have Toby coming back, we have Andrew, we've got Jamie Foxx, William Dafoe. We've got all these outsiders of the MCU coming back to roles that they played in the past. And it looks like that Evan Peters is back as a Marvel character, but this time he's playing Pietro. And the Pietro in the MCU was very much different. He was killed off in Age of Ultron. And Wanda doesn't even question how different he looks. She just gives him a hug. Pietro, it's you, you're back. It's so weird. Now my question is Evan Peters' portrayal of Pietro in this reality just somebody that lives in this town and is being dictated by Wanda to play the role of Pietro, and Evan Peters isn't actually a new version of Quicksilver? He doesn't have any of the powers or anything like that. He's just like an actor playing this magnificent character. That's probably one theory, and that's probably the right theory, unfortunately. I would love Evan Peters to come back to play Quicksilver and have all the speed elements and run and all that stuff and fight, but I think my theory is that he is just a person living in this town that Wanda has dictated and Wanda is using to play her brother. Now, I would love it to be the actual Quicksilver got to do with the multiverse. And look, that theory's not out either, because why do we have Andrew Garfield coming back? Why do we have Tobey Maguire? Why do we have all these superheroes coming back that are not in the MCU? So who's to say that Quicksilver's not back? And remember, in the comics, Quicksilver, Wanda are brother and sister, and their father is Magneto. So is this eyeing up for Ian McKellen to come back as Magneto? Is it Michael Fassbender? Anything is open right now, and anything that can happen in the MCU probably will happen at this stage. We have Deadpool being an R-rated movie, and now with Evan Peters back, with all these other characters coming back, who's to say that more Fox characters won't be introduced back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Could we see Hugh Jackman make a return as an Avenger someday? I think it's a very high possibility after tonight's episode. I really do. But I hope Evan Peters is playing Quicksilver. I hope he's playing a character who can run and has that speed. But my head is telling me that, no, it's probably just Evan Peters playing a character called Pietro, called Quicksilver, but he's actually a person who lives in this town, is being kind of dictated and mind controlled by Wanda. He looks a little bit different, a little bit grayer and stuff like that, of course, a little bit older, but Evan Peters for me is a pretty good actor. But why would you just cast him to be an ordinary member of this community? So I hope that he does have powers, because look, if they're using the multiverse, then he could, but he's one of my favourite part of the X-Men Fox movies. Underused probably in the last few, but definitely if they could do something with him in the MCU, that'd be pretty badass. But overall, this episode, guys, leaves more questions again. What the hell is going on? How is Vision still alive? Wanda got his body, but how is she bringing him back to life? How is Vision able to see past this kind of reality that Wanda is creating? Is her kids even real? What's Katrin Hahn's character doing? She was like, do you want me to go back and do that scene again because she messed up or Vision messed up? Like, is she playing along? Is she scared? What exactly is going on? Are we going to go into the 1990s next episode? Where's the big fight going to happen? Elizabeth Olsen, for me, is a great actress. She really glows in the role. She glows in this show big time. Every scene she's in, she steals. And I love where she switches from good to evil. We got to see it in front of the Sword agents where they're all pointing guns at her. She's like threatening them. She has her powers in her hand. She's ready to go off at any second. And I think Sword realize that right now, and they understand that she is very, very off edge, and anything would piss her off and she would go crazy. But if they're able to break this reality that Wanda has created, what will Wanda do when she realizes that Vision is still dead, that her kids aren't real, that her brother isn't back? How crazy is that going to set her even more? Looking forward to the next 4 episodes, guys. There's some leaks out there. I haven't seen that yet. Hopefully I don't. Hopefully you guys don't either. I'm looking forward to the last 4 to see where this goes. And there's supposed to be a Luke Skywalker type cameo. Michael Fassbender, are you showing up, man? Are you showing up? Or is there any other X-Men universe characters showing up? I love that universe so much. That would be great for me personally. Because what did you think of WandaVision? Episode 5 and a very special episode. What did you think? I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. You know, I got to see a bit of Sword, got to see a bit of the sitcom element, a bit of the mystery attitude as well. So it's all pretty good. You know, it's all pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. But guys, what was your thoughts? Let me know below. Like and subscribe and all that crack, and follow me and all this stuff as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully you have a good day, and yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I can't wait to binge all these episodes together, because I bet you they flow, and it'd be like watching like a 2.5 hour 3 hour WandaVision movie. Nothing bad about that, guys. See you in the next one.